And thank you to you, BCAN. I've just been amazed by the phenomenon of this community group, and I think the one untapped resource we have in this council is our community, and we really need to be listening a lot harder. There's a lot of expertise and a lot of clever people out there with vision, and the only way we're going to really face a future that is sustainable is by listening to you and taking in some of that expertise and talent. I have to put my glasses on at this stage, excuse me. I got onto council 2.5 years ago, as many of you remember, in a by-election. At that point, the words climate change didn't occur in any council documents that I sought on the website. And I pushed hard for a climate change group, and we did get a committee on council, but sadly there wasn't the support to have the community as part of that committee, which is the normal committee structure that you'd all be familiar with in many other areas that you work with council. So BCAN came along and have achieved all this in 1 year. If council could do the same for $3,000, I think we'd have a much cheaper city to run. So I really do commend the huge role that you've played in education, and that is one of the key initiatives that I'd put to you tonight as a councillor, that we really need to be working more closely with this group, and either you may prefer to keep your arm's distance at this stage, having set up the structure you have, but obviously you could use some more resourcing if you're going to take on that role of community education, and if council is going to stay with its lower staffed facility in that area. So that's one thing I would like to see occur in the new council. The second thing, which you may have heard me talking about, is a director for climate change and economic development. I really feel that the future of the region is in tackling climate change and in responding to the enormous economic changes that we're all facing. Particularly, I think even other councillors that are here tonight will acknowledge rising costs of energy and water are making the council rethink how it runs its infrastructure, and I'm very thankful that I have managed to persuade them in a recent meeting to investigate renewable energy for the pool.
And my third point is that council needs to sit down with its community and work out its future planning. We don't currently have a strategic plan, and it's vital that this community gets an opportunity to dictate where it sees this region being in the future, to address all these issues of the rising costs of energy and fuel and water, and to plan for renewable energy projects, greater efficiency on council's infrastructure so that we can continue to provide the services that we currently provide to the community, and also to plan for the increasing numbers of population that are coming to this area, and for the ageing population. There'll be health needs, transport needs, and at this point that community hasn't had the opportunity to have input to any future direction. And as a result of that, we're seeing developments approved that have no real overview of their impact on the local economy or whether they actually are to the benefit of the local community. We don't want development driven by external corporations. We don't want to be saddled with unsustainable enterprises, and we don't want to be saddled with non-commercial enterprises either. So it's vital that this community gets an opportunity to sit down with this council and decide the future plan for the region.